If someone out there knows that I am a movie nerd, I've been reviewing movies for 8 years now, and I've been going to movies for all my life, and I love movies. I want to direct movies like I've told you guys many times. And people always ask me the most common question ever to a movie person ever. What is your favorite movie of all time? I've had one answer since I was 8 years old. I am now 20 years old, and I have said the same answer. Jurassic Park. June 11th, 1993, Steven Spielberg released the greatest film of all time, in my opinion. Guys, there is no other movie out there that just tops it like this one, and I mean it sincerely. Jurassic Park is my favorite film of all time. Hands down, no question, to me, it is the movie that inspires me. It is the movie that makes me want to do movies one day. It is the movie that made me want to do this. Without Jurassic Park, there would be no me like I am now. This film is the inspiration to my just knowledge of movies. Ever since I was a little kid, when I was 8 years old, I sat down and watched Jurassic Park, a movie I really was afraid of when I was little. When I was a little kid, I was petrified of this movie. No joke. I was fully scared. I was scared of the sound of the roar from the T-Rex, the velociraptors. I was afraid. The kitchen scene, which we'll get to in a little bit, but man, oh man, that crap scared me as a kid, and I've always grown up with that little bit of fear. Every time I watch this movie, I've watched it 100 times, guys, I always get just a miniature fear from that scene. I get miniature fears from the Tyrannosaurus Rex attacking the car scene. Like, it's because when I was little, those scenes scared me. So growing up, I had that little feeling of, like, in my heart, just a little bump. You know what I mean? When you watch, like, a scary movie, a movie you probably grew up with, and it scarred you or something like that. This is that movie. Even though I love it, and because of how well freaking made it is still my favorite movie. Guys, I've told you this many times, this film changed film forever. I mean, just talking about this film in 1993 was impossible. They're like, CGI animals, and it's gonna be dinosaurs? Not gonna happen. Steven Spielberg made the best film, the best blockbuster ever made with CGI dinosaurs, and to its credit, if you really sit down and watch this movie, don't get me wrong, it revolutionized CGI. It really did. After this movie came out, people were like, wow. And it still looks so good today. But guys, if you really look at this movie, 70% of this movie is animatronics. 30% of this movie is CGI. And the movie still revolutionized CGI. That is insane. If you actually sit down and think about that, that is true. There are more animatronics in this movie than there are CGI. So the main storyline to this movie stars Sam Neill and Laura Dern, who are requested to come to Isla Nublar, an island owned by John Hammond, played by Richard Attenborough, and they have made Jurassic Park. Dinosaurs have come to life, and after a fatal incident with a worker, John Hammond needs these two to come to the island, including Ian Malcolm, played by Jeff Goldblum, to come and say the island is good to go, because if they don't like it, then this island will be closed down. But once things go bump and the electricity goes out, it turns into a massacre. And I've always said this movie is an adventure action movie with really awesome characters, music, and all of that. But if you really look at this movie, like, take the peeling off this movie, it deep down is a horror film, and you guys can't lie. I mean, there are petrifying, terrifying scenes throughout this entire movie, and I love it, because this movie blends all of it together. Like, you feel the adventure, you feel the horror of these scary dinosaurs. This movie made you guys kind of afraid of dinosaurs, even though dinosaurs were so cool back then, but this movie makes you scared of them, especially raptors. And it kind of makes me sad a little bit, because the new Jurassic World movies, they made the raptors all cutesy, friendly, and go Raptors, and like, I'm not gonna lie, I like it, it's cool and all, like Blue, the character, Raptor, whatever, But then if you really think about this, raptors, this movie made people scared of fucking raptors, everyone. The sound they made. Were scary. They were petrifying. I was scared of them when I was little. I mean, especially the T-Rex. T-Rex was huge and big. But before we get into all that, I just gotta get to all the positives. This whole movie's amazing. Like I've said, it's the best movie ever made. My only negative is, honestly, there's some different kind of scenes where it's like not right, like the famous scene of like the T-Rex coming out of its cage and the car falling through the cage. Yeah, the level floor, it's up here, and then when the car falls, it's all the way down here. Just little things like that are only the mistakes I've seen, but everything else, I mean, I love. Like, the first things first, Steven Spielberg's direction is fantastic.
We've been in pre-production for 50 million years on this movie, Jurassic Park, by golly. In
my opinion, this is his best directed film. Coming in close behind would probably be Saving Private Ryan, which we'll get to actually this week. But yeah, this is my favorite direction from him. The camera work is amazing, about the cinematography. It's great. It gives you great close-ups of these dinosaurs, gets you to see these animatronics, great wide shots, whatever. I mean, it gives you the intensity. The movie, the camera work puts you into these situations. It makes you scared. Like the scene with the T-Rex attacking the cars. The rain, the T-Rex roaring, it puts you in that scene. It makes you feel the fear of you being in that car while a T-Rex is standing over you looking inside with its big old eye. It gets you in that mode of just freeze and scared and do not move. It won't see you. Even though, by the way, that is not true. I've heard a lot of people say, that's so true. It's like, no, it's not. They made it up. That is a fake lie. If you stand still, the dinosaur will eat you, even though we can't really tell it because, you know, dinosaurs aren't alive, not anymore. But yeah, that's a fake lie. But like I said, Spielberg's direction, I mean, this is to me his best directed film ever. It brings everything. It brings the horror of him, the adventure of him, even has a good few funny moments and great just character motivation moments, great character development, moments without even dialogue of good characters. It is fantastic directing. And the next best thing about this movie, John fucking Williams. No competition in my opinion. Best score. Hands down. I know, all you people are like, Star Wars! Jaws! I'm sorry. When I hear John Williams, I hear his name, I think Jurassic Park. That is the first score. The score is beautiful. It gives you the great adventure vibe of excitement. Then it gives you the danger music, whatever. And then it gives the beautiful, the most underrated about his score is the piano. The do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do-do. It is beautiful. The score is my favorite of John Williams. I'm sorry if you disagree with that, but in my opinion, no competition. Star Wars, you're great. Jaws, you're memorable. Harry Potter, you're underratedly amazing. But guys, Jurassic Park's score throughout the entire movie is the best score I've ever heard in my life, and there's no competition. The characters, guys, it makes me so mad that people actually say about the criticism of this movie, the characters suck and have no development. Are you kidding me? Sam Neill as Dr. Grant, he has character development. He hates kids in the beginning. By the ending, he's hugging them on the way home. It's good character motivation. Yeah, it's simple, but it's nice. It fits in the story. It does bring out Spielberg's heartwarming feel, whatever, but I mean, it works. He just went through shit. He almost died like 15 times. Let him sleep on the helicopter. If the kids are holding up onto him, oh well. He spent a whole night with them and had to deal with them screaming and saving their lives like 3 times in this movie. I feel like he deserved good character motivation and development after having the night of his horrors. Laura Dern, I love Laura Dern in this movie. She is great. I love her. But I can admit, she is just there, you know, she brings knowledge, whatever, and you love her for that, and you like how pretty she is, but she is not like the greatest character, but she's a woman, and she's a badass, in my opinion, hands down. I mean, heck, she is the reason why they split up in the cars, and she wasn't in the car attack. She wanted to stay behind and help a sick dinosaur. Good for her. Helpful. But now there is one character we have to talk about. The one that makes this movie so memorable, and the movie that everyone just loves this character. Jeff Goldblum as Ian Malcolm. Hands down, has the greatest laugh ever heard in film history. That laugh is amazing, and his character and himself is just awesome. Because first things first, he's the smartest one out of all of them. He has chaos theory. That's his field of geniusness. And basically, he, from the start, getting on the helicopter, going on this island, everyone is in awe. The opening scene, or the scene where they get on the island, they see the brachiosauruses up in the trees, whatever. It's a beautiful, hands down scene. It is so well edited, acted, the music. Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Dr. Grant, my dear Dr. Sattler, welcome to Jurassic Park.
They're moving in herds. They do move in herds.
I mean, it's fantastic. But from that scene all the way throughout this entire island, Jeff Goldblum is the one that he knows this shit ain't gonna work. You just brought dinosaurs back from mosquito blood, and you brought them in our generation. They used to live back all the way 65 million years ago, and you brought them back. He knows, and the famous line, and I've always said this, if I ever get a tattoo, it will be this: life finds a way. I'll probably get like on my arm right here. But either way, he says it because they ask him about the Velociraptor scene when the egg comes out. And he's asking him, how did you go up there, the dinosaurs, and lift up their skirts? How do you know they're all female? And they talks about how like every dinosaur's female. And he tells them, life finds a way. And it does, because they used toad. Is it toad or frog? It's a frog or toad, something like that. They use that type of blood and put it in DNA, which makes it different because apparently different type of sex and one environment can like make male and female. It's scientific stuff. It's smart. I know it's kind of ridiculous though, talking about like out loud. But I mean, it's smart. I like that idea really a lot. But like I said, Jeff Goldblum, he's badass. Is he Malcolm? I can't wait. Hopefully in Jurassic World Dominion they give us good Jeff Goldblum, not freaking 2 minutes like they did in Fallen Kingdom, but that's another video for another day. But no, Jeff Goldblum, I mean, he's amazing. And also Richard Attenborough as John Hammond, classic. Like I said, welcome to Jurassic Park. And like, we actually get to see his character. Like, everyone talks about his terrible character. In the book, he's totally different. He's a douchebag in the book. He is a guy who just wants this thing to succeed. In this movie, they hint at it, like the famous scene where he's on the phone and he hears the gunshots, and what does he do? He yells, I think he yells no or stop. I don't know why I can't remember right now, but he says, stop! Like, he's telling them to stop shooting his dinosaurs, because he still has that, he wants that ability to take over this island and have the chance to show people that he created dinosaurs. He showed dinosaurs come back to life. Speaking of those dinosaurs, guys, like I said in the very beginning of this video, 70% of this movie is animatronics, and Stan Winston's animatronic dinosaurs, fucking awesome. When I think of animatronics, this is what you do, guys. This is how you make animatronics. This movie revolutionized CGI, do not get me wrong. It is great when we first see that T-Rex come out of its cage and we see it roar. It is a beautiful moment, and it's a beautiful roar.
Dr. Grant?
Being right all the time.
And then when we see that T-Rex attack its car, most of that attackness is basically animatronic T-Rex. The head of it on next to the car, and just alone, it just shaking, and when it's raining, whatever, that's special behind the scenes. Apparently when they were filming the movie and it was all the fake rain on it, the dinosaur would shake a little bit, which is kind of funny if you ask me. But the T-Rex back in those cars, I have to admit, that is a top 10 scene of all time. If you ask me, in film history, I would argue that this film deserves to be in the top 10 of all time. All time, hands down. There's a lot of famous scenes and all that from movies. I believe that seeing the T-Rex for the first time attacking these cars, it is one of the best scenes ever made. Even though it's kind of different from the book. The book follows this scene pretty well, but there is some changes. Like the first things first, Timmy, the two kids, the boy is actually older than the girl, and the girl is like a little tomboy in the book. And the movie, it's flipped. The girl is older and Timmy is younger. And Timmy knows every single thing about dinosaurs and a huge fan of Dr. Grant. And I love the scene where he's trying to figure out which car he's going to get in. He's like, what car are you riding in? He's like, same one as you. And he puts him in the other car. And then Lex comes up and she says, she told me to ride with you because it'd be good for you. And it's just cutesy fun moments. It brings out good comedy, whatever. And I like that kind of stuff. But like I said, the dinosaurs in this movie, CGI holds up. I don't care what anyone says. The CGI holds up so well in this movie. And animatronics look real as hell, if you ask me. They look fucking real. Because they are real. Because they're really well built. And they look amazing. The raptors look great. The T-Rex looks great. The Brachiosaurus, all of it. It all looks just great. And it's just, I love it. I love seeing the prosthetics. I love seeing the animatronics. I really wish they would use more in the newer movies, because they've tried it and they've done like a few scenes, but this movie, I mean, honestly, they were like, animatronics come first, and then the CGI. CGI is not used a whole bunch. When it is, it's usually a wide shot of the dinosaur moving, which is useful. I mean, that's right. That's how you do CGI. It's so, and it's well directed. Like, there's a famous scene that no one talks about where Ian Malcolm and Sam Neill are sitting in the car and they're looking at the car ahead of them. It's the famous car scene. The T-Rex head, it hits the car and it's animatronic if you look at it. And then when it turns its head, the camera pulls forward, and when it's walking toward the other car, it's CGI. Fucking great directing, great editing of that. That is why movie magic is so good. And speaking of great movie magic, another top 20 scene of all time, the kitchen scene. Like I said in the very beginning of this video, a scene that scared me as a child, still kind of does. Especially the shot of freaking raptor coming up to the glass of that window and peering its eye inside. As a kid, that scared me, because at nighttime when I was little, I would look out the window, I'd always be scared that a raptor's head would come out of the corner and look. It always scared me, and it still fucking kind of does, honestly. And it's calling its sound, its raptor noises, fucking great. I love it. I love the sound design, and it's all creepy, and you're like, you are evil, I don't like you. And that kitchen scene, so intense, so well directed and edited, and it's so like perfectly like useful of how the kids go into different aisles, whatever, and the raptors are right here. That's claw hitting on the ground. Great camera work. It's really well just edited and placed out, whatever. I love the kitchen scene, and the raptors are still fucking scary if you ask me. I love these raptors. They're terrifying. I love the look of them, all of it. Then, of course, the famous ending of the final showdown happening in the center. T-Rex versus the two raptors. Our main characters get away. And, of course, we get the beautiful music of John Williams. It's so well edited and so well done. It gives you that great characters, like, we got away moment. As I said, this film is really well directed and has so many great scenes. I know this is going on for a long video, guys, but I mean, it's my favorite film of all time. I'm gonna make this video worth it. And there's one more little thing I want to talk about. Something that I love. It's a great little moment. It's the scene where John Hammond is eating ice cream. It's a great moment because you get to see John Hammond realize that, hey, I can still take over this island. We can still do this. And then Laura Dern tells him, like, no, you can't. You've lost control. People are dying. It's not gonna happen, John. And one of my favorite moments is actually the very beginning of this scene. It's got the great John Williams score playing in the background. It's slow, it's kind of methodical, but it's showing merchandise of the dinosaurs, t-shirts, lunch boxes, and the camera's going through all of it with the beautiful score playing. And it's kind of sad because you get to see how hard, you know, this beautiful merchandise that was gonna be sold and kids were gonna love this place, but we're seeing it crumble because people are dying. The dinosaurs are out because of fucking Nedry, this fat fuck from Seinfeld, who get his upcoming with that dinosaur in that car, gets eaten, whatever. I love that scene, by the way. Very fun scene. But as I said, it's a beautiful shot of the camera going through the toys, the shirts, and it's kind of sad too because we get to see his dream is being crumbled as he tells his backstory of the flea market, how he wanted these imaginary, can you see the fleas, whatever, but he wanted to bring dinosaurs back to life and let people come and see it. Like there's a scene where they're talking about that we could spend $10,000, $8,000 a day from the lawyer, and then John Hammond says, I don't want the rich to just come see it. Every person deserves to come see these dinosaurs. And that's what makes John Hammond a good guy, but yes, he's very like, he wants this to happen, but that's why it's good character motivation. You want him to get this chance for people to come see it, which I do like in Jurassic World, how they actually bring the park to life. I'm glad we finally get to see that kind of get made and see it happen. That's why I like that part of that movie. But this movie, he doesn't even get a chance to open the island. And at the very end of this movie, when he gets on that helicopter, he walks over to the edge, and he's looking, and you hear the dinosaurs roaring and crying, whatever, for help, whatever. And he has to leave his island, and he knows the future holds many lawsuits, many things are coming because of this terrible situation that happened because of Nedry. And then, of course, it ends with the helicopter flying away, and Sam Neill looking down at birds, who he thinks, as he said in his book, that dinosaurs have turned into birds, like the famous title, or famous everyone says that dinosaurs are birds. And it ends with a beautiful helicopter going into the sunset. Jurassic Park, guys, is one of those films I just love watching. I watch it anytime, any day. A few months ago when I went to Vegas and we had to go on a plane for 5 hours, I chose Jurassic Park to watch heading to Vegas. It's a movie I can always watch, guys. I love the characters. The score is beautiful. Spielberg's direction. I mean, I've seen every documentary of the behind the scenes. I love them. It's so great to see Spielberg. He's an older dude. He has kids, and he's just so happy to work on this movie. My dream would for him to come back and do another Jurassic Park film. It's never gonna happen though, from the looks of it. It's so depressing. But man, he just had fun on set. Like the scene where the cow gets eaten. You should guys just see the behind the scenes of him on the microphone making the noises of the cow getting eaten. It's so great. That's why Spielberg is the best director. And he works with kids so well, the actors. He knows big, epic scale moments of blockbuster moments. And that's why in 1993, this movie was the highest growing film ever at the time. It is my favorite film to ever be made. I will give Jurassic Park a big old A+. I'm really sorry the video is long, but I had to admit, guys, I was gonna make this review just everything I wanted to talk about from this movie. It is the best film ever made, in my opinion. I love Jurassic Park so much. But the series of Spielberg is not over quite yet. We still got a good few weeks ahead of us, guys. My next review will be Schindler's List. I am very excited about this movie. Came out the same year as this movie, so that'll be coming out tomorrow, guys. I hope you guys enjoy this review. You stayed this long, thank you. And I hope you guys are inspired by movies. Tell me a movie. Actually, no. Tell me a movie in the comments. What movie inspires you? It could be any movie. Mine's Jurassic Park. Hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye, everyone!